It's a great day for a bridge opening, is it not? Good afternoon. Welcome to the ribbon cutting ceremony for the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge and the new Mississippi River Bridge project. Yes. My name is Dan McLaughlin. I'm from the St. Louis Cardinals, and I have the honor of being your master of ceremonies for today's events. The new Mississippi River Bridge project and its signature centerpiece, the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge, adds a new iconic structure to the skyline of St. Louis and St. Clair County, Illinois. So it's only fair that today, during our ceremony, that we pay tribute to the two icons, one an individual and the other a group, for whom the new bridge is named. In the tradition of both Cardinal games and of many military events, we'll start today with the presentation of the colors by the U.S. Transportation Command Color Guard and the singing of the national anthem by the Air Force Band of Mid-America. Please rise, remove your caps on this cold day, and for the singing of the national anthem, we turn it over to Tech Sergeant Craig Bowman.
Hard time. Cut. Halt! Head! Halt!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Halt! 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 Halt!
Please be seated. And another round of applause, please. Outstanding job. As you can tell, we have an awful lot of people here, more than we expected, so thank you very much for coming out. We have many people who will say a few words to share with us about those icons we are here to honor today and the impact that this new bridge will have on Illinois and Missouri. But first, we'd like to introduce some of our special guests today, and we ask that you please hold your applause, and for those that are introduced, recognized by please standing or raising your hand. Members of the Stan Musial family: Jean Musial Edmonds, daughter of Stan, her husband David, and their daughter Allison. Janet Musial Schwarzy, daughter of Stan, her husband Dr. Martin Schwarzy, their daughter Julie Linehan, and husband Jeff, and their son Brian. Geraldine Musial Ashley, daughter of Stan, and Jeff Musial, grandson of Stan. Secretary of Transportation Anthony Fox, Illinois Governor Pat Quinn, Missouri Governor Jay Nixon, U.S. Senator Richard Durbin, U.S. Senator Mark Kirk, U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill, U.S. Congressman William Inyard, representing the Illinois 12th Congressional District, U.S. Congressman Rodney Davis, representing the Illinois 13th Congressional District. U.S. Congressman John Shimkus, representing the Illinois 15th Congressional District. U.S. Congressman William Lacey Clay Jr., representing the 1st Missouri Congressional District. U.S. Congresswoman Ann Wagner, representing the Missouri 2nd Congressional District. Illinois Senator James Claiborne, 57th District. Illinois Representative Daniel Beezer, 111th District, and the chairman of the Transportation, Regulation, and Roads Subcommittee. Man, we got a lot of people here. Sorry, had to catch my breath. Illinois Representative Eddie Lee Jackson Sr., 114th District. Illinois Representative Jay Hoffman, 113th District. Missouri State Senator Mike Kehoe, who was a former member of the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission. Missouri Representative Penny Hubbard, 78th District. St. Clair County Executive Mark Kern. St. Charles County Executive Charlie Dooley. The Mayor of the City of St. Louis, Francis Slay. Mayor Alvin Parks from the City of East St. Louis. Former Senator Kit Bond. Former Congressman Jerry Costello. Ann Schneider, Illinois Department of Transportation Secretary. Mary Beth Luna Wolf, St. Louis District Director for Missouri Senator Roy Blunt. Randy Pollard, District Director for Illinois Senator Mark Kirk. We also have several current and former members of the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission with us today, including Commission Chairman Joe Carmichael, Commission Vice Chairman Steve Miller, and Commissioner Kenneth Solthouse. Give them a round of applause, please. Now, we have a lot of speakers on our schedule today that want to share their thoughts on what is happening, historic event here in St. Louis, Missouri, and Illinois, and the importance of this bridge, as well as the people for whom the bridge is named for, Stan Musial, and the veterans of this great country. Our first speaker is the current Secretary of Transportation. He has been involved in public service since 2005, and in 2009 was elected as the youngest mayor for Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the second time he has visited St. Louis since he was sworn in as Secretary of Transportation in July of 2013. His other visit was for the groundbreaking for the landmark City Arch River 2015 project in downtown St. Louis. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Fox, the U.S. Secretary of Transportation.
Thank you, Dan, very much. I understand that the record for the coldest game an announcer ever called was 23 degrees. I thought we might be making some history today, but apparently that's not happening too. The distinguished guests, including Governor Nixon and Quinn, Senators Durbin and McCaskill, and all of the distinguished guests here at the podium, I just want to say very quickly a few words. And it starts with the story of the person whom this bridge is named after, Stan Musial. It was a pitcher who'd injured his throwing arm, and the Cardinals, apparently, according to the stories I have, were about to release him until legendary GM Branch Rickey heard about it. And he said, "Don't let him go. Put him in the outfield and let's see if he can hit." 22 seasons and over 3,600 hits later, Branch Rickey had his answer. In no small measure, what Rickey did for Stan Musial gets at the heart of what this bridge has done and what it represents for this country. In America, we find a way. And you have found a way here at this wonderful intersection of major highways that intersect and connect major freight networks and major communities in America. Well, thanks to the leadership of so many up here, and in particular, I'd like to call out Senator Durbin and Senator Bond, the federal government was able to pick up the tab for 80% of this bridge, over $180 million. And I couldn't be prouder of what this bridge has built. Last week in his State of the Union, the President called on us to help connect people who are reaching for the middle class with better jobs and better schools, to build what he calls ladders of opportunity. And today, that ladder is this bridge. In fact, this project has already lifted the lives and the livelihoods of hundreds of people just because of how it was built. At USDOT, we have a disadvantaged business enterprise program that gives small women and minority-owned businesses a shot at building this nation's infrastructure. And on this particular project, 117 different women and minority-owned companies received 246 contracts worth more than $114 million. Big deal. This is important because a diverse workforce can often result in better ideas. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. There's a company called BRK Electrical Contractors. They're here today. They're a small minority-owned business here in St. Louis. And they formed a joint venture with one of the region's largest companies in the industry to build the electrical systems for the bridge's structure. The project not only allowed BRK to gain valuable experience so they can tackle larger projects in the future, but it also helped the city because BRK was instrumental in figuring out that the electrical system called for in the bridge blueprints could be replaced with a much less costly system. And as a result, they saved the project $1 million. So today, I think it's appropriate that this bridge celebrates a man who knew something about the importance of being given a chance to show what he could do, because forever and ever generations will look at this bridge as an opportunity that they use to show what they can do. And because of the partnership between these two great states, and these two great governors, and these two great senators, and all of the folks that have been involved in this wonderful project, hundreds of people had a chance to show what they could do to build America, and we're always better when we build America together. Thank you very much. It's great to be with you.
Thank you, Secretary Fox. Hopefully you noted the portion of the program where I said it's going to be short comments. Man, it's cold here, okay? But good job. It was well done. Okay, our next speaker, and that goes for the rest of you two, okay? Let's go. Our next speaker is Illinois Governor Pat Quinn. Governor Quinn made sure this job-creating bridge project was a top priority for Illinois, and its 24% minority workforce participation is a record for this region. Ladies and gentlemen, Illinois Governor Pat Quinn to say a few words.
Well, it's an honor to be here. This is a special occasion that we'll never forget. There's 583 miles in the Mississippi River that are at the border of Illinois. We are together with our friends in Missouri. We work together day and night to make sure that the heart of the heartland, Illinois and Missouri, are always working hard for America. We're very grateful to Secretary Fox for being here. We're grateful to our President Barack Obama, who understands how important it is to build in America. This is just one example of what we can do when we do it together. I personally want to thank our Senator Richard Durbin, as well as our former Congressman Jerry Costello, who worked night and day in Washington to get the federal funds to build this bridge. Our state is investing $347 million of taxpayer money to make sure on our side of the river everything is done right. We're very, very grateful to our state legislators in both the Senate and the House who voted for the funding. It's always fun to cut the ribbons, but somebody has to vote for the money to build a bridge like this. And we're very grateful to all those who built this bridge, the men and women who really put their heart and soul into building this graceful, magnificent structure. I think it's important that we not forget a man lost his life building this bridge, Andy Gavin. And we thank God for his soul, and we pray for his soul. all the time. It is important that in America we always honor those who work hard, who do hard things, who make things like this bridge, a reality, and help relieve congestion, relieve pollution, and encourage economic development. Help all those vehicles that go across this bridge are going to help strengthen our economy. And I particularly want to thank and ask 4 young people to stand up. They're part of our construction training program. They got a job to build this bridge. They were trained by our construction training program, and then they got a job. And so Dante here, please stand up. Aaron Sanders, please stand up. Jennifer Dayton, please stand up. And Angie McCline, please stand up. We want everybody in and nobody left out in Illinois and Missouri and America. And it's important we have a JOB for everybody. One of the best ways to create jobs is this kind of bridge building. Our country has always believed in bringing people together. Building bridges is what we do best. This was made with American steel. And the best words are made in America. So American workers know how to do things. Let's keep on building bridges. Thank you very much.
We also have Missouri Governor Jay Nixon here. Governor Nixon came out and visited the iron workers on the project just after the final piece of steel was put in, which connected Missouri and Illinois. And I speak from experience, you don't find a bigger Cardinal fan than this guy, Governor Jay Nixon.
Thank you, Dan. I can think our hearts are only warmed by one thought. Pitchers and catchers report in 4 days. But the Gateway Arch St. Louis already has one of the most recognizable skylines of any American city. And as this span has taken shape over just the last 5 years, the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge is a distinctive and graceful addition to this iconic skyline. From this bridge, you can see 250 years of transportation and commerce. From the riverfront where Augusta Choteau landed in 1764 to the iconic East Bridge, built 140 years ago, to the bridges built over the last century. And from the barges carrying Midwest grains to New Orleans, jets flying overhead, this literally is the transportation center of the United States of America. The Stan Musial Veterans Bridge is the latest span to bring commerce and travelers across this great Mississippi River at the nexus of our great country. This is a milestone for trade and transportation that will help this region continue to pace our economic growth. The naming of this bridge jointly honors the men and women who have nobly served our nation's military, and a man whose long list of accomplishments during his life included service in the United States Navy during World War II. Across the baseball world, Stan Musial's feats are legendary. He epitomized consistent excellence as an athlete and set a standard for sportsmanship that few have ever come close to attaining. After he hung up his spikes for the last time 50 years ago, his decades of work as a supporter of charitable causes and as a worldwide ambassador of goodwill that followed his baseball days earned him even more admiration and respect, as well as the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It is a great honor to have members of the Musial family with us today to celebrate the opening of this bridge that bears his name. While this bridge was under construction last summer, I walked out here to meet some of the iron workers on this project. I should note that this happened late on a Saturday afternoon, and they were hard at work, just as the other workers were that built this outstanding span, working 24/7 when it was necessary to deliver on time and under budget this outstanding project that will not only allow commerce in this area, it will make an easier trip for Cardinal fans to Chicago when we beat the Cubs. Or the White Sox. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, performing later will be Jay Nixon. Nice job. As Assistant Majority Leader, U.S. Senator Dick Durbin holds the second highest ranking position in the Senate. He sits on the Senate Judiciary, Foreign Relations, and Rules Committees, as well as the Appropriations Committee, through which he helped secure federal funding for this beautiful new bridge. He is also the chairman of the Appropriations Committee's Defense Subcommittee. He grew up in East St. Louis and traveled back and forth to St. Louis over this river frequently. As a child, just like many, his most prized possession was his Stan the Man glove, which is always great to hear. Stan the Man, he said, was his hero. He says that Stan the Man is still his hero today. I'd like to ask U.S. Senator Dick Durbin to say a few words.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Let me start off by saying this. We're honoring the veterans on this bridge, and we should never forget that. Let's give a round of applause and thanks for our veterans. In every war, every conflict, they've been there, the men and women who served us so well. And we're also honoring someone else. It's true, when I was a kid growing up on 29th Street in East St. Louis, there was no lottery, and as a kid I couldn't play it anyway. But if you wanted to win the lottery, when I was a kid, you went out and bought that Fleers baseball card. You ripped open the wrapper and hoped that that picture on the card covered with pink bubblegum dust was number 6 Stan Musial. That's when you won the lottery as a kid in East St. Louis. We grew up loving him, and we loved him all the way. Senator Caskell and I were in the White House when President Obama presented the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Stan Musial, a man who richly deserved it. And he's deserving today, and I want to tell you, it was Clara that came to me first and said, what do you think about Stan Musial's name on this bridge? And I said, I think it's a great idea. And it is a great idea. We're honored to name this bridge after him. Let me also add this. Secretary Fox was kind to mention me and Secretary Bond and others who were engaged in helping to build this bridge. But we were really batting warm-up for the real hitter on this bridge, and that's former Congressman Jerry Costello. I want to tell you, more than any one person, Jerry Costello was laser-like fixed on getting this bridge built. Jerry, congratulations and thank you for your leadership on building this great structure today. The last point I want to make to you is this. If you come down to our side of the river, on the Illinois side of the bridge, you may not be able to recognize much that's there. The iconic National City's gone, National Stockyard's gone, there's a little bit of the Armor packing plant left, Hunter Packing's gone, where I worked my way through college. But I hope when you look on that side of the river, particularly if you're from Illinois, you're going to notice something. At the foot of this bridge is not just another state. At the foot of this bridge is the convergence of 5 Class 1 railroads, 3 interstate highways, next to the busiest economic artery in the Midwest, the Mississippi River, and not far from 3 great airports. This is not just a bridge to Missouri and a bridge to Illinois. This is a bridge to jobs. This is a bridge to opportunity. And we should view it as an opportunity for all of us to come together again here in the Midwest, as we have so many times, to cheer Stan the Man and to stand together for important projects like the Metro Project, but also to look forward and realize this bridge is going to open up a world of opportunity for jobs on that side of the river. So proud to be with you today. Thank you.
Well, as Senator Durbin said, one of the most commonly asked questions about this bridge is what will be the name of this bridge? Our next speaker was the legislator who helped make sure that we are able to be out here today and celebrate the opening of the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill.
You all are witnessing history in 2 ways. One, we're opening this wonderful bridge. Second, you're going to see the world's shortest speeches by politicians. Good thing, huh? I want to first thank all my colleagues that helped make the funding for this bridge a reality before I arrived at the United States Senate, including Jerry Costello, the great Kit Bond, and of course my dear friend Dick Durbin, and many others, including Lacey Clay and others who worked hard on this bridge. I want to thank the men and women who built this bridge. And I particularly want to take a moment to recognize the Gammon family. Andy Gammon lost his life building this bridge. And I think too often we take for granted the dangers that are embraced by men and women who work hard every day to build things for us. And I want to show respect to his family today. And because the highway is named for him, as you approach this bridge, I hope you all tell your kids that it's named the Gammon Memorial Highway for a young man who lost his life building the bridge. And then finally, I just want to say how much fun it has been for me to be a small part of naming this bridge the way it is going to be named. I want to say to the Musial family, thank you so much for millions of us who you shared. Your dad, your uncle, your grandfather. We considered him family. We considered him ours. And he is not on this bridge because he was an amazing athlete. He is not on this bridge because he was a St. Louis Cardinal. He is not on this bridge for all of his appearances in all-star games and all of his records he set. He is on this bridge because he reflects the integrity, the values, the character, and the loyalty that we all aspire to. It is who he was as a man, not as an athlete, that put his name on this bridge. And I got to tell the veterans that when the suggestion was made, well, Claire, are you okay? You know, some people think it should be named the Veterans Bridge. I said, I got to tell you the truth. I'll tell you who'd be okay with that. The veteran named Stan Musial, absolutely. I think the two go together like St. Louis and baseball. Thank you all very much.
Our next speaker has also been involved in many of the aspects of this bridge and the opportunities that the new bridge has offered to its constituents. He was very involved in many of the early planning meetings and is one of the reasons that the overall bridge project successfully incorporated a diverse workforce and subcontract list. Ladies and gentlemen, Missouri Congressman William Lacey Clay Jr.
Thank you so much. And Secretary Fox, welcome back to St. Louis. Let me also say to the Musial family, thank you for sharing with us Stan the man. We appreciate that. You know, it's today's opening is not just a transportation milestone. It's a celebration of what we can achieve when we work together. And there are many people who help make this bridge a reality. But the truth is that none of this would be possible today without the remarkable leadership of my friend and former colleague, Jerry Costello. Can we give him a round of applause? Thank you. And you know, it was his tireless efforts to win funding for this project and to overcome all of the obstacles that this bridge faced. And he made all of the difference. I was honored to serve with you, Jerry, in your years in Congress. I was also proud to co-sponsor the legislation with Representatives Davis, Inyard, Wagner, as well as Senators Durbin, McCaskill, Bond, to name this the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge. It was named after not just a great ball player, he was even a better man off the field. And in his own quiet but determined way, Stan Musial stood on the vanguard of fighting discrimination and changing America. And that's why we honor him today, because he was he was an all-around good person. You know, as Claire mentioned, I was also at the White House when he was awarded, when Stan Musial was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And when the president awarded it to him, he said this: his brilliance could come in blinding bursts, hitting 5 home runs in a single double hitter, leading the league in singles, doubles, triples, and RBIs over a single season. Stan Musial made that brilliance burn for 2 decades, even as he missed a season in his prime to serve his country in the U.S. Navy during World War II. Stan remains to this day an icon, untarnished, a beloved pillar of the community, a gentleman you'd want your kids to emulate. And that is absolutely true. And tomorrow, when thousands of cars cross this beautiful new structure for the first time, I hope they will remember that Stan Musial was more than just a proud veteran and a great ball player. His life and legacy truly symbolize the best of the greatest generation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.
Our next speaker has quite the resume that I'll list here momentarily, and we certainly owe him our thanks for his service. Currently serving in his first term, U.S. Representative Bill Enyart of Illinois' 12th District is the only former general officer serving in the 113th Congress and has more years of service in the military than any other member of the House. Congressman is a Vietnam War veteran. Following his active duty in the Air Force, Bill served in the Air Force Reserve, then the Army National Guard. He rose to the rank of Major General and was appointed the state's top military commander. At the Illinois National Guard, he also oversaw the largest Illinois National Guard deployment of troops overseas since World War II. In Congress, he serves on the House Agriculture and Armed Service Committees. Ladies and gentlemen, Illinois Congressman William Enyart.
Thank you for your service. Thank you. Mr. Secretary, governors, senators, today I'm proud to join all of you as we open the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge. I want to acknowledge and thank my congressional colleagues who are here from both sides of the river. I also want to acknowledge my predecessor in Congress, Jerry Costello, who did so much to make this bridge possible. Thank you, Jerry. Today, I also want to recognize the skill and the grit of the men and women who built this remarkable structure. It's a much-needed infrastructure improvement for our region and for our nation, a partnership between our states and the federal government. Today, we come together not just to cut the ribbon on this remarkable structure, but also to honor some of the values that we hold dear, regardless of which side of the river we call home. I know I speak for all of us in saying today what an honor it is to join the Musial family. Stan epitomized what it meant to be a resident of our region. He worked hard. He achieved success with humility. He was always a gentleman. He was the textbook definition of integrity in all that he did. Stan the man was a hero for another reason. That's because he wore only 2 uniforms. One for the baseball team that he loved, and one for the country that he loved. And I'm very proud that this bridge recognizes not only Stan Musial, but all of our nation's veterans. As a veteran of 2 of our nation's armed services, this is a commitment that is very personal to me. I represent Scott Air Force Base, just a short drive from this bridge, and I'm pleased to see so many representatives of our military community, from the active duty military, the American Legion, and the Air Force Band. So whether you're active duty or an old soldier like me, today is your day. I couldn't be prouder of this bridge that will honor the service and sacrifice that every generation has made and continues to make for us. You know, Stan Musial has been honored today. I've talked about a lot. Jerry Costello has been honored today. They've been honored for their commitment. But I'd like every veteran in this crowd to stand up And I'd like every one of us to applaud those veterans because they are the ones who have made this country free so that this bridge could be built. In closing, it's my hope that every traveler who crosses over this bridge will not only read the title on the sign, but will remember the values we honor with that name: hard work, integrity, humility, service, and sacrifice. Thank you.
Heard his name an awful lot today. Former Congressman Jerry Costello retired from Congress a year ago after almost 25 years of service. He served the entire time on the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee and has been instrumental in every transportation project in the region for almost 3 decades, including helping to secure the largest earmark in the federal highway bill to make this project a reality today. Ladies and gentlemen, Illinois Congressman Jerry Costello.
Dan, thank you very much. Dan told me that since I'm no longer a politician, I have had unlimited time. So I have a 30-minute speech prepared. Wait a minute, Dan. I've got a 30-minute speech prepared. I'm going to try and cut it down to about 28 or 29 minutes. So I just want to say that this is a very proud day for our region and our nation. This bridge started actually in 1984, 1985 when we appointed a bridge study committee to look at the bridges between Illinois and Missouri and also to determine if we needed a Metrolink light rail system. The bridge study committee came back. They said we needed to address problems with the Martin Luther King Bridge as well as the McKinley Bridge. We were able to come together in this region, repair those bridges, take the tolls off both of those bridges, and then we went to work working with our congressional delegation both in Illinois and Missouri to secure the funds to make this day happen. I can't tell you how many people that were involved in the process, but Dick Durbin was a leader in the Senate, Kit Bond was as well. We all worked together, and I just want to tell you that this is a very proud day, not only for the nation and our region, but it's a very proud day for me as well. And I thank everyone who was involved in the process, and as others have said, this is what we can accomplish when we come together, put our differences aside, political differences and regional differences aside, come together to better the transportation system for our region and for our country. Thank you.
Well done. 2 more speakers, and all are very important that we're hearing from today on a serious note. But we'd like to offer a chance for the 2 organizations who partnered together for the last 6 years to oversee the design and construction of this new river bridge and the associated roadway. First, from the state of Missouri, the lead state on this project, which oversaw the construction of the Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge. Please welcome from the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission, Commission Chairman Joe Carmichael.
Appreciate that, Dan. Well, as the 9th speaker on the agenda today, I'm able to look out and literally read the mind of everybody here. And you're wondering what else is there to say. Well, it is a great day, and I want to mention 2 things in particular. The wonderful partnership we've had with IDOT. Without these 2 transportation organizations coming together, cooperating and working hard, making this thing happen each and every day, this has been a long process. We entered our agreement back in 2008, and from that time on, it was a very good partnership. Now, at this point, this is a piece of the puzzle, and we're really looking, both Illinois and Missouri, at a much larger Mississippi River project. But this is really the keystone to what we are putting together. So this is a remarkable day, and it's a day that Missouri is very proud of. Now, I want to mention something else as well. You may notice the Missouri flag back here. Now, that flag also represents a partnership. Last July, when we put the final piece of steel into this bridge connecting Missouri and Illinois, the flag flew proudly on the beam. In late September, at the Cardinals' last regular season game, a game that marked the 50th anniversary of Stan Musial's last game, this flag was proudly carried on the field. And on November 11th, 2013, this flag proudly flew over the Missouri Capitol to honor veterans everywhere. This flag symbolizes three things that we celebrate today and honor today: this bridge, Stan Musial, and the veterans for whom the bridge is named. Working together, we have built something we are proud of as a region, exceptionally proud of as a state, whether you come from Illinois or Missouri. Stay warm. Thanks for being here.
Well, the Illinois Department of Transportation oversaw the lion's share of the construction of the overall project. 32 of the 37 construction projects for relocated I-70 on Illinois land. The department had to juggle schedules, coordinate construction projects to get new ramps, roads, bridges in place to get people from I-55 and I-64 to this new bridge. And for more on that and the opening that we have today, from IDOT Secretary of Transportation, Ann Schneider.
I am so excited to be here today, and I feel like I'm at a wedding. And Illinois is the bride, Missouri is the groom. Unfortunately, I see some of our Illinois people sitting on the groom's side. I don't know what's up with that. That makes Governor Quinn the father of the bride. And as the father of the bride, as any good father of the bride does, he works really hard to make sure his daughter's got the best wedding she can possibly have. And that's exactly what the governor did so that we could be part of this celebration today. He passed our Illinois Jobs Now Capital program so that we could help fund this very important connection between two very important states. And last night, as we were here lighting the bridge, we had some very interesting times and waiting for the lights to come on. We were worried that the bill didn't get paid or something, but fortunately the lights finally came on, and if you drove anywhere around the area last night, you got to see this beautiful structure lit up. Before I close, I do want to give a shout out to MoDOT, our partners on this project, Dave Nichols, who is the director of MoDOT right now. It has been a tremendous project working together. I have a lot of respect for our counterparts in Missouri. They've done a fabulous job with this. I also would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to IDOT District 8 and IDOT Central staff. Jeff Kern and his staff, you guys did a great job on this. Thank you very much. And as we flipped the light on this bridge last night, a beautiful bald eagle flew over the structure, and to me that was a sign that this bridge will stand as a monument and a testament to all the men and women who have fought hard for our nation, and so appropriately that this bridge is the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge. Thank you.
We only have 7 more speakers. All right, we're ready to do this, are we not? Okay, the official cutting of the ribbon here in front of us to mark the official completion of the new Stan the Man Veterans Memorial Bridge. Could the Musial family, Mayor Slay, Mayor Parks, Chairman Kern, County Executive Dooley, and the remaining Missouri commissioners, if you would gather at the base of the stage right in front of me, please. Come on up. And while they are moving into position, we'll have the participants up here on stage join us at the ribbon at the front of the stage. We do have scissors. I'm not sure if the scissors are there. There it is. Secretary Fox, Governor Nixon, and Governor Quinn will have the scissors in the middle, and the other legislators around them. And I'll have a countdown, and then we'll cut away. Tell me when you guys are ready. Are we ready to go? 3, 2, 1. We now have the Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge.